Hello and welcome back to my garden diaries. We have quite a few things to do. I want to do a lot of check-ins on things that I have going and a lot of moving things around. Seed Tetris, if you will. I started a few things from seed a few days ago. It was actually the same day that I started my $50 cut flower garden. If you missed that, I'm trying to do a $50 cut flower garden. I'm running into some issues where I was thinking about planting them. It doesn't drain well / at all, so that might have to be revisited. But I thought we could check in on those seeds and see how they're doing. I have never started seeds like this, so this is very much an experiment, but so far things are looking good. Our temperatures are about to dip, but a lot of these should be able to handle colder temperatures. I was just really hoping to get them germinating before it got cold again, and it's looking like things are going to work out. So I'm very pleased with how things are looking, and I need to sort out that drainage, but first step is plants, and it looks like they're coming along. Today I want to start some cress, and I also got some blueberries. I think I need to get a second one of one of these types. They need like 2 to cross-pollinate, but I want to get those in some pots and not in their little baggies. I think they'll be okay outside, but I'll keep an eye on the forecast to make sure things are not going to get too cold for them. Really tiny. Ah! Look at that. Okay, I'm just gonna put them in there. I'm not gonna worry about one. Have 1 or 2 of these grow. I'll have cress seed forever. So that's fun. Okay. The last seed, the final seed packet arrived, and I've been waiting / procrastinating starting them because I'm kind of scared, but these are ranunculus seeds. I'll show you close up, but basically ranunculus are normally grown from corms, and you can save the corms year after year, but sort of similar to dahlias or anything that grows from like a bulb or a tuber, like any divisions you get from that bulb or tuber, like if you divide and make, so if you plant a ranunculus corm, it will in theory grow that year, bloom, energy dies back, and it'll make 2 corms. Then you have 2 of that same plant, so you've doubled what you had. Same with dahlias and all that other stuff. But they also, if you allow them to flower and cross-pollinate and all that stuff, they will produce seeds. And each seed creates an individual, unique ranunculus. Some of them look similar to like poppies or anemones. And this is done really, I think, almost exclusively, not exclusively, but it's done a lot more in Australia. So Phaedra Gardeness is a YouTube channel I've watched for a while, and she has a whole video series about how she starts and grows her ranunculus from seed. And so I was sort of going down the ranunculus rabbit hole, and I was like, you can grow them from seed, that's so cool, but then I couldn't find the seed. And a lot of the seed I was finding were for this like magic and mache mix, which are shorter, and those are more for like nursery plants, but I did find this like super comprehensive guide on like how to grow them from seed. And initially when I came across it, I didn't know you could grow them from seed. And I was like, that's stupid. Like, you can't grow ranunculus from seed. They don't know what they're talking about. You can grow them from seed, obviously. So I finally found some seed. I'm not sure what it's from. I'm not sure what mix. It could be that same shorter mix. This says they can get 2 to 3 feet, which seems a little ridiculous, but from each of these seeds, if they grow, will grow into a little corm. They might not flower that first year, but if I dig them up, save them, store them properly, they should bloom the second year. Some of them might bloom this year, but I think it's too late. Anyways, they need cooler temperatures, like 40 to 50 degrees to germinate. This says plant wind temps are 50 to 60 degrees during the day and around 40 at night, which is right where we are right now. So we're going to do a little ranunculus trial. So I start my seeds in these little soup containers that are like, you get them, you make the soup, but then I save the containers. I also use like yogurt cups if I'm not starting that many. And then on the bottom, I just poke a little. This is like something I got from like a needle crafting kit, but it works really well for poking holes. They're kind of small, but if I do a lot of them, it seems to work for me. So the thought is I'm going to have one that I start inside under my grow lights, like I start almost all my other seeds. One that's going to stay in here in the greenhouse as is. Then one that's going to go outside the greenhouse in a shadier area so it won't get as much heat, to see if that makes a difference. I'm hoping it doesn't and that they all just grow perfectly, but who knows. Now I'm going to sow them. I'm going to wet them down, like moisten the soil, and then just put them on the top, and they'll stick because it'll be wet and damp, and then I'm just going to leave them. The one that I'm going to bring inside, I will cover a bit to keep the humidity, and I might do the same with the other two, but yeah, that's the plan. Try to put 25 seeds in each. This is supposed to be a packet of 100. I feel like there's more, but I'm going to count out 25 in each and put them on the surface if I can. Oh. Look at these. They're like little tiny pieces of paper. Like, look at that. That's so crazy. And basically, my fingers are super dirty. That is a seed. And that little darker spot in the center is the actual seed. This may have been the last seed packet that I got, but it's definitely not the last seed that I'm going to be starting. There's a whole bunch that need to be started, but I'm sort of waiting for it to warm up, for there to be more daylight. And this greenhouse space is awesome, but I need to get it more set up so it can handle more things. There we go. I have 2 blueberries I got from Lowe's. It's my first blueberries. I do have raspberries and blackberries, but I don't have blueberries. And I have the blueberry blue crop and blueberry Jersey. I think one of these, it said when I looked it up, it needs a twin to pollinate, but I don't know if that means the same variety or if it could be a different one. I don't know. Aww. Okay. Cute. I feel like a push pop. When I began the process of planting my garden this year, I realized that I needed to figure out what my goals were before I could make a plan. And after weeks and weeks of thinking it over and planning and replanning and trying to decide what it is I want to do this year and accomplish this year in my garden, I want to grow food. For me, that's like number 1 priority. But I've been in a long-term flirtatious relationship with the idea of cut flower farming for going on 4 years now, and I'm still not sure what that looks like for me. I currently run my own business full-time. That's what I do. So I know what goes into running a business, and to be quite honest, I'm getting tired of my business. It takes a lot of work and takes a lot of time, and I know that growing cut flowers would not be any different. It probably would be more. So I'm really loving the idea of doing a bunch of experiments and instead of having goals, having questions. So the question I have with Ranunculus is, can I grow Ranunculus from seed? We'll find out. We're going to try. That's what this video is about, is starting the process to answer the question that I have. Once I find out the answer to that question, I will move forward. But if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. If you want to see what happens with all of the things that I'm doing in this video, including my Ranunculus, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to post 2 to 3 times a week updates on everything that I'm doing in my garden and, of course, with my flowers. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.